What's going on, Dolph fans? It is your boy Dillon, and I just made a video about Minkah Fitzpatrick being traded to the Steelers, but I wanted to make another one really fast because Thomas Lahout, he's a subscriber of the channel, and he's been linking good stories, good articles in the comment section of some of my videos. I'm gonna link this article that I'm about to read to you in just a minute, or in the description box of this video, so you guys can read it for yourself, but I'm gonna read it to you right now. This report comes from Dolphins Wire from Kyle Krabs. Dolphins Stephen Ross approved tanking 2019 season in January. So at the beginning of this year, the Miami Dolphins 2019 season, by all accounts, has begun to circle the drain before kickoff of their first game. The expectations for this team have nosedived after months and months of Brian Flores insisting that the Dolphins intended to compete in every game and would never disrespect the integrity of the game by losing on purpose. As it turns out, Flores can try to win as much as he wants, but with the Dolphins trading away left tackle Laramie Tunsil and cutting several promising stopgaps from this 2019 preseason, it's hard to envision them nailing down more than a few victories this season. But a recent report from Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald suggests that this may have always been in the cards, even if trading Tunsil wasn't. Jackson reported that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross was privately talking about tanking back in January. Let's also remember, let's keep in note while I read this, he didn't like the Minkah Fitzpatrick pickup last year in the 2018 draft, and he wanted us to get a quarterback, even move ahead to get one. One coach who spoke to the Dolphins about their head coaching job in January said Ross conveyed that their intent was not to win this year, and the whole object was to be positioned to draft their future quarterback in 2020 and build around that player. But they are starting, they have nothing. There's no cornerstone players really to build around except for Xavier Howard, really, and who knows if he's even safe. The NFL is a quarterback-driven league, which it shouldn't be so much. It's ridiculous. Teams that don't have a good one will constantly be at a deficit to those who do. Miami, after 7 years of mediocre but stable quarterback play from Ryan Tannehill, has its heart set on a solution. He was only mediocre because the team around him wasn't very good. If he had a good offensive line and so on and so forth, blah, 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 which is where we were going with Gase, then he would have been fine, and he could have, proven. I mean, I think he proved it with his stats and his records and everything already, but proved that he's above mediocre, that he's actually a good to great quarterback. They should. And even if the Dolphins tank the season and draft quarterback Tua Tagovailoa or Justin Herbert with the first overall pick, there should be absolutely zero buyer's remorse on the cheap roll of the dice Miami took on quarterback Josh Rosen either. No, I disagree on that for sure. Every decision they're making is just disaster after disaster after disaster. The team will attempt to develop him either way this season, and maybe Rosen rises to the occasion and buds into the star many felt he had the potential to be. Apparently the Dolphins don't think so. They're having a difficult time playing him. And I mean, just every indication that we've gotten so far says they really don't believe in him. And if we take a quarterback high, that means that he's not going to be around. At best, he could be our backup, but he's not going to be happy with that. I'm telling you, Rosen will not be on this roster for more than, at most, next season. At most. But if he doesn't, there's zero shame in doubling down on a quarterback, unless neither one hits, which is super likely. It's always a distinct possibility. It's high time the Dolphins dictate themselves to seriously pursue the heir to Dan Marino. It seems that as far back as January, Stephen Ross and Chris Greer decided they'd better go to work on doing so. Here's the thing, and so there's obviously some things about this I disagree with. As you guys know, I never advocate for taking a quarterback in rounds 1 or 2. I say every year in 3 or later, depending on the need. Also, I said that I would have done this draft totally different. I would have taken an offensive lineman in round 1. I would have taken a defensive lineman in round 2, and I would have taken quarterback Will Grier in round 3. I would have kept Ryan Tannehill over Ryan Fitzpatrick because he's leagues better and half the age, and I would not have traded for Josh Rosen, and I would have gotten Will Grier in the 3rd. Also, I would have kept Juwan James, would not have traded Tunsil, wouldn't have traded Stills, wouldn't have traded Kiko, wouldn't have cut TJ McDonald. There's just so much, and I mean, it's so obvious that the Dolphins are tanking. But here's the thing, and here's the reason why I read this, because apparently Stephen Ross has been wanting this for a while. And again, he didn't agree really with the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade and really wanted a quarterback. So it's looking, as more and more information comes out, it's looking like, you know, this really was the intent from the very beginning, which I think is just absolutely disastrous and had a large part to do with why Adam Gase was fired, because apparently he refused to tank, and he was like, no, I'm not going to do that shit, because it is disrespectful to the players, to the organization, to the fan base, and so on and so forth. And he refused. So he got fired for having integrity and for things that weren't under his control. And instead, they brought in a guy who, you know, by all accounts, is just willing to be a yes man for what fucking Stephen Ross wants. And, you know, it's just disaster after disaster after disaster. And there's still going to be plenty of people who just deny it, and want to live in some fucking stupid alternate reality. But I'm telling you guys, and again, I've already been proven right on several things so far, and this is just another one. So look, man, I mean, people got to wake up at some point. Anyway, I really do got to get up out of here and got to get back to work, so I'm going to jump up out of here. I hope you guys enjoy my videos. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.